Hello there. What's going on, everybody? I am back from Star Wars Celebration 2019 in Chicago, and I just wanted to kind of unwind and just do kind of a live kind of Q&A and chat with you guys a little bit today. We're going to talk a little bit about the con, talk about, whatever you guys want to talk about, but I figured to kind of get things rolling, we're going to kind of talk about some of the stuff that I got, and, this might inform some of the videos that you'll be seeing from me in the future. I mean, the first thing I definitely want to talk about is Outer Rim. Did get Outer Rim. You probably saw the unboxing. We'll be doing some more content with Outer Rim. It's a very, very fun game. I got to teach it quite a bit. I wasn't expecting to go to Celebration to teach Outer Rim, but I was lucky enough to do a little beta testing with Outer Rim, so I already knew how to play, but it was cool kind of going through it and seeing, how it's, things change. There's not much changes, but there's little changes. So it's cool just refreshing myself with all of that, and talking with other people about it, hearing their thoughts. Everybody really liked it, and all in all, I really love it. I still think Rebellion is the best board game ever, but I mean, this is the clear go-to if you've got more than 2 people, because it plays up to 4, and it's very fun. So this is definitely probably something you might want to see. I'm going to be doing more. And a funny story with this, too, because they had a limited number of these for sale. So I was able to, being an exhibitor, you kind of get in early. So I was able to go in and pick up a copy pretty early. And Chicagoland Games was the only store that had them there. And so I talked to them. I'm like, look, I got to work. And I was working almost the whole con. So I actually got to do a lot less of than what I wanted to do. I would have loved to have been able to go to the Fantasy Flight panel or to the Mandalorian panel, or a lot of those other panels, the Resistance panel, the Phantom Menace panel. I would have loved to have been able to do all of that stuff. Didn't get a whole lot of that. Didn't get a whole lot of pictures, but I did get some. I got to meet some cool people, so that was cool. But this one, I picked up a copy. They sold it to me early, so I was able to go down to the game room, kind of get ready. They didn't have any copies of the game room at the time, so I did the unboxing. I set it up, and I was teaching some of the other demo crew how to play, because they were going to have to demo it too. And so you'll notice that I had already done an unboxing, but my copy here is still in the shrink wrap. And so basically, my copy that I bought, that I unwrapped, I left with FFG because it was already set up and ready to go for demos. Because they brought in a couple of copies because they wanted to have some on hand to demo. I said, well, how about I just take one of your copies? I'll leave mine set up because people are already walking in the door. We don't really have time for me to break my copy down, And so floating around FFG is Crabbok's original Outer Rim copy. So so I was going to wait a little bit more before I jump into questions, but this is actually going to simultaneously go over that. Somebody said, who is your favorite band? I'm going to show you a piece of loot I got from the con that is band related. That is probably my favorite band of all time, because this is music. I got this, it's typo negative. But I got this picture, type O positive. It's just a sticker. It's like a something. It's the only thing I got at the con that's not Star Wars related. But this is just funny. Like, dude photoshopped smiles over the guys for typo negative. They're always frowning. The band is called Typo Negative. They're always frowning. And so somebody like photoshopped smiles onto their faces. I thought it was hilarious. So that was pretty cool. You've probably already seen the exclusive Darth Vader. I did the unboxing of that. So I do have this. Tried to get extras. I wanted to do a giveaway. I wanted to put one on Patreon. I wanted to do a lot of that. But this was a complete disaster. This was an absolute disaster. But there's hope for the future. So I'm going to talk about this for a little while. First off, it's a beautiful, beautiful miniature. I'm going to have to research a little bit on how to, have the best way to glue resin, because there's like 16 pieces in here, and holding like the type of glue I use Loctite Ultra Gel Control. It doesn't stay together very easy, so you have to hold it in place for like 10 minutes waiting for it to solidify, and I don't know if I can do that for 16 pieces. I don't know if I have the patience for that, so I'm going to have to research if there's a better way. It's going to be a little while before I start doing this, but this is a really, really, really nice Vader. With some alternate art stuff in here, and this is one of the only things I'm going to save the box for. I'm definitely saving my Clone Commander Crabbok box from Master of the Fleet from Ken. but I'm definitely going to save this box as well. Now, the reason it was a disaster is primarily because there weren't enough. There weren't enough of these to go around. I think there was like 500, and they did like 100 per day. And here's the problem. People are able to get into the convention hall early. So between exhibitors who are already in there that maybe aren't working right away or are just going to be a few minutes late, they took up a lot of the line. And then all of the Jedi Master badges. Everybody who got that VIP Jedi Master badge. Now those things were almost $1,000 or something like that. So I'm like, I don't have a problem with Jedi Masters being able to get in early. I mean, you paid a crap ton of money. But the problem is that they were coming back every day. And they were buying one every day. And they were buying them all up. The people who had a regular, normal badge, even a 5-day badge, which was still $300 to get in all day for the whole con. So the people who have regular access weren't even able to get one. They were, like one guy who was actually a subscriber who came up and talked to me at the con, said that they were there. They were first in line to get into the con every day. And this was on like day 4. Every day. And they were unable to get one because they were already sold out before the very first person even got there. That's the pitfall. Now, I'm not mad at FFG because of it. Because there's reasons. It's a complicated situation. One answer might be, well, just because they only did 100 per day. Well, we'll do more than 100 per day. Do all 500 on the first day. This way, But then what happens about somebody who only who wasn't able to make it on the first day? Like some people only buy one day. They still are able to go to the con, right? So yeah, like there's a whole lot of, like for every answer that I thought of initially, there was a really good reason why that doesn't work. Another answer might have been, we had these badges. So since we're on this topic of loot, got a pretty cool little exhibitor badge. It's got Lando on there. We have these badges, and I got a great lanyard here. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But you could maybe scan somebody's barcode on the badge to be like, okay, well, we've got it in here that you've already bought one. But FFG wasn't given the access to be able to pipe into that system. Some of the other booths were. Hasbro for the Black Series, they were, so I wouldn't have been able to go back through the Hasbro line. So like that's one thing, but they just didn't have that access to be able to do that. So that wasn't an option for them. But there's always the chance that somebody who has one of these might be able to make a cast of it, and maybe make a copy, make a plastic copy of one for you if you just want to have the mini on the table. That sculpt may not look quite as good, but it might be close. That's always an option. There's some light at the end of the tunnel, because exclusives don't necessarily have to stay exclusive. They only have to be exclusive. From what I understand, it only has to be exclusive for 1 year. I'm not going to tell you who told me that, but you can take that to the bank. So, if this only has to be exclusive for 1 year, perhaps you will see this available again someday. Perhaps. You can draw your own conclusions from that. But perhaps you will see this available again someday. Perhaps you will see this available again someday. It's a possibility. I would say maybe after 1 year has expired. Perhaps. Tell your friends who are heartbroken that hope. Wait 1 year. Rebellions are built on hope. Okay, so that being said, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, all right. Well, you know what? Well, let's do the Black Series stuff, because some of the stuff I got was convention exclusive, but some of the other stuff I got is just available at retail. Like I picked up Mace Windu. I'll be doing a review of him at some point. He's just really hard to find. Like literally, I went I think on day 2 or day 3. I got the very last one. So they sold out of Mace Windu. And of course, I can't get them around here. Everybody that, like, the few cases of this wave they have gotten at Target is like gone instantly. So I figured, you know what, I brought a big suitcase. I figured, you know what, I'll just buy them here. I'm gonna have to pay full retail for them anyway, or not, or maybe more on Amazon or something like that. And I picked up General Grievous. This is a deluxe one. He's super cool. Super cool. So yeah, like I went for the guys that I didn't think I'd be able to get too easily normally. Battle droids, you know, I'm kind of interested. I'm running out of shelf space. You know, I've got this new system behind me, but I've got a lot of board games incoming. I've got a lot of Kickstarter packages with lots of boxes. I've got a couple of early Kickstarter previews that I'm going to be doing some here pretty soon, and a lot of, you know, Kickstarter reviews. So I've got a lot of special, really big board games coming that are going to take up a lot of shelf space, and depending on how many of them I want to actually keep, I'm going to need my space. So I can't really go all in with the Black Series anymore. Now, here's for the exclusives. We did get Phantom Menace 20th Anniversary Darth Maul still in the package. Got a pretty good quality package here. Some of these were bent, and some of the guys were like, oh, I don't want anyone that's bent a little bit on that. So I think I managed to get this one through the, you know, everything. I think I managed to get him perfect. So he is here. This is pretty much, as far as I can tell, the exact same as the original Darth Maul. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, because I already have Darth Maul. So I don't think I really need to open it, because I already have the figure inside. And we did get Clone Wars on Armada. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But then this was a new figure. It looks really good, too. Holy crap, that looks really good. Like, I'm tempted to open this one. I have a feeling they will release this in another package soon. So I think I'm going to sit on this one for a while. And eBay, maybe, I don't know. I would rather, like, do a private deal with somebody and not gouge them as much, but I wouldn't mind. I spent a crap ton of money. And it wasn't all on merch. I spent a little bit on merch. But Chicago's a terrible place to have a convention, because you're going to spend so much on Ubers and stuff getting to the con, because there's not enough hotels walking distance to where that convention is. So you have to stay far away. We stayed at a bed and breakfast. You may have seen me playing the piano and stuff. But yeah, it was like an hour away, almost 2 hours to get home yesterday. So to get to the, you know, to the Airbnb yesterday. So like, and everything to eat is crazy expensive. It's like I paid $12 for a salad. So I spent over $1,000 for Celebration, and most of that was on food and Uber and just like transport, like just normal. Like had they had it somewhere else, I wouldn't have to spend half as much. So yeah, they put it in a really difficult and, you know, and delicious location. Like, all right, yeah, I spent a lot, but dude, that Chicago pizza was much. I didn't want it to be good. I wanted to hate it. I wanted to be like, yeah, it looks disgusting and it tasted, but it was super, super good, and I would love to have it again sometime. So, yeah. So that was something. So I can understand like people wanting to recoup their costs, because the costs were significant. We got some Legion stuff. You can look for some unboxings of the Landspeeder and our tank. So these guys are going to be coming soon, and then hopefully some battle reports with them not too long after that. So that's cool. We got a shirt. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on a second. This thing did get a little bit dented because it was hard to transport something like this in a suitcase. I got a little poke in the back, but this is signed by Darren Tan. I got to hang out with Darren Tan, got to talk to him, got some pictures. So very, very happy about that. Darren Tan is the man, and that rhymes all the times. Optimus Primes. Anyway, so that's going to be framed. I'm going to have to find a spot to put that, because that's going to be in the background of some of my videos. So that's a good thing to have. So yes, we're gonna talk Clone Wars, because I'm gonna do some full videos, because I barely got to experience like the whole excitement of Clone Wars and Armada. I made a quick video. I did an interview with Matt Holland on Clone Wars Armada. We got some promos. We got Destiny, Darth Maul. We got Wedge Antilles for X-Wing. Those are probably gonna go up on Patreon. So patrons, check that out. Be looking for that. I don't think I'll do them all I don't think I'll do them both to the same person. I'll probably just put them up and one at a time. Am I going to the Nova Open? No, I don't think so. I can't do as many cons that I have to travel for. It's very expensive, and I don't have that many subscribers, so I'm not really making a whole lot of money off of YouTube. So I can't really afford to do it very often. It's one thing when FFG is going to pay me to come work and teach it, but like it's also completely exhausting, because like I may have made a certain amount of, I may have made a few $100 working for 5 days straight, but I spent way more than that just trying to eat and survive. It's like you don't get per diem, and you know, like, oh, you're paying me, that's great, but the food here costs 10 times as much as it does back home, so kind of not really making much money. So, like, what made it cool was the fact that I was able to be there, and you know, I didn't think I was going to be able to go, so I still spent a lot. But it was nice, and I got to hang out with a lot of cool people. A lot of the other FFG crew were really cool. I got to meet a lot of the new people that I haven't met before. A lot of the OP crew, so I met a lot of them. Very cool folks. So hi if you're watching. All right, let's see. I did get some shoes for my wife, and we got this nice little Ahsoka pop fan. Back in Florida where it's hot, but I love it because it was so cold. And this will actually come in use. I think I'm going to keep this out here unless my wife wants it. She can have it. But here's one of my favorite things: the Darth Maul hoodie. I don't know if you've seen any of these yet. This is, I can't keep it on very long because it is hot in Florida now. But this is like the greatest thing ever. I absolutely love this hoodie. It's detailed on the inside. It's got this celebration patch sewn into it. It's got pockets on the inside, and it's kind of thin. But it's perfect for Florida because when it gets cold in Florida, which it does sometimes, at least relatively to us, you don't always want something super thick. So a thin hoodie is usually perfect. Plus, I work in a computer lab, and computer labs are air conditioned very heavily, so it does get very cold. So I actually wear a hoodie all the time. It's also good if you want to go in to a movie theater, because movie theaters usually are a little bit chilly. I mean, living in Florida, I try to stay pretty warm. I try to adjust to a warmer climate. Let's see. We've got. This was funny. There were Ziploc guys giving out these Star Wars Ziploc bags, and there's all kinds of them. And I'm like, I'm totally going to use these for game components. Like they're totally going to be used for Outer Rim. Like that's a no-brainer. Got myself a Celebration shirt, so looking, wear that from time to time. I think is that it. This is actually a pretty cool. I like lanyards, so this is what we had for FFG for demoing stuff, and I'm like, I actually really like this lanyard because it's all the games that I love, or almost all the games that I love. Yeah, it's a lot of the games that I love. And this lanyard here, this lanyard is flipping sick. This is from Heroes and Villains. Heroes and Villains had so much cool stuff. They had awesome backpacks. They had awesome wallets. I wanted to get more, but I couldn't afford to spend any more money. So I like that it's got like this hard metal. It's like it's really tough. And it's got this clip here, which is cool. But it's also like an X-Wing pilot harness. And I've got my pins. So we got Sabine, Ahsoka. Ahsoka was the hardest one to find for me because she was for the Funko line only. And if you didn't get the window, here we go. So we got Sabine, Ahsoka. I had the Ghost Yoda. I traded her for Ahsoka. We've got Rex and Thrawn and Finn. And that's all I got. I wasn't really collecting. I just bought a few to trade. I traded Ghost Yoda for the Ahsoka, and this lady was like, "Oh my gosh, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Just like I think she got the better end of the deal because Ghost Yoda was pretty rare, but I prefer Ahsoka, so there we go. And she was so happy. Like I made her day by giving her that trade, and I don't really care anyway. So yeah, I think that's about it. I don't have my wife's shoes out here. She was wearing them, but they're pretty cool. They're her universe shoes, and they're like they had the little rebel symbol, like tan shoes with the rebel golden symbol on the front. Awesome. The coolest thing was the Sabine jacket, but that wasn't a Celebration exclusive. You can get that on the Her Universe site. The Sabine jacket is like it's this leather jacket, and it's amazing. And it was so cool. A lot of dudes were buying it too. I don't think it is really designed for a guy, so it like kind of contours better to a woman's shape. I think so. I wouldn't wear it, but it looks cool. It looks really cool. How many hours did I spend in line total? Well, I didn't spend, maybe tops 2 hours in line. Celebration store was the hardest one to get through because the Celebration store has a crazy long line. Last time in Orlando, it was inside the convention hall, so if you were in early, you could get in line early. But this year, the Celebration store was out in the main area, so anybody who was like ready, waiting to get in, could start getting in line at the Celebration store. So as an exhibitor, I didn't get a benefit. go through the Celebration store. So one day on like Saturday, I just happened to be walking by while I think there was another panel for like Jedi Fallen Order was going on. So like the line was much shorter and it was moving really fast. So I just asked them, "Hey, how's the line looking?" I got in line. It only took me about an hour and a half or so, and I got through and it was there. So like I didn't even know what I wanted because I was supposed to get something for some family members and they had already I get something changed. Somebody else got them the stuff they needed. So I'm like, well, I'll just stay in line and see what there is to get. And found that mall jacket. I was really happy about the mall jacket. That's one of my favorite things. All right, so I think that's all the merch. I'm gonna go through some Q&A. So I'm gonna try to answer all of these as well, and yeah, I'll try to I'll prioritize if there's any super chat. I'll prioritize those. But sorry if I miss your questions or anything like that. All right, so let's see. I got the band. 200. Yeah, selling the exclusive Vaders for 200 on eBay. If you get 5 of them, that does justify the $1,000 ticket. If I had more, I probably wouldn't sell them. I'd probably give them away. I'd probably do giveaways. It's more value to me to try to, reward you guys and thank you guys for your support. So, that's kind of where I prioritize this stuff. I like to give back. I don't use a lot of the promo stuff. This guy, though, because he was so rare and because I really busted my butt, like I'm absolutely exhausted. And so I feel like I earned this guy. Like I worked really hard this week, and it was and the thing is I was kind of dehydrated too. I don't think I drank enough water. It was so much drier there. My lips were getting chapped. I was physically just miserable. Physically I was miserable almost the entire con. It was the hype of everything that just kept me going. Got to meet some cool people too. Really cool moment. We were playing Secret Hitler one night in the house, and a bunch of like Minox and Gold Squadron came over, and and a lot of us FFG people were there playing. So it was really cool to like be involved in a lot of the community that you see online but don't really actually get to face with. So we kind of hung out for one night. That was really fun. All right. Have I played Battlestar Galactica yet? Not against other people, actually. I haven't actually had the opportunity to. I don't get to go out and like play new games against, especially like a game like that where like it kind of helps if you know how to play because you have to like build a list and challenge my list and that one like it's gonna be hard to actually play. I'd have to really have somebody who wanted to play it, and I really haven't run into that. So it's like it looks kind of interesting. But there's a whole lot of other games that I'd really rather play. Like as we're getting down to it, like honestly, like I'm really looking for opportunities to play Twilight Imperium or Nemesis or the bigger games for more than 2 people. Because if I'm going to play just a 2-player game, it's probably going to be Armada or Legion or X-Wing right now. So I'm really, as far as board games and other games are concerned, I'm really looking for games that play more than 2. Outer Rim is going to rank very high on my priority for a little while, So yeah, there's a lot of questions about Clone Wars, a lot of stuff about Clone Wars. What Clone Wars ships you're hoping? Oh, boy, let's see. What do I think the 2 new ships for Armada will be? It's hard to say, and because I think there's I don't know what sizable exactly means. Like, does that mean large? Or does that mean huge? So that kind of throws me for a loop. Or does that mean medium? Because I think sizable tells us one thing. It tells us it's not a small ship, which rules out certain things. Like I was thinking for a long time we were going to get. I thought the Dornian gunship and the was very 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 likely, and it's still something we can get. But I also thought that the Carrion Spike was very likely. And neither of those would be considered sizable by my definitions. So I don't know if sizable means, huge ship, but maybe just not as big quite as the Superstar Destroyer. But I would like to see that, some EU stuff. I think there's options for that. I think I'd like to see multi-faction ships. A Venator would be really nice. So I think it's possible we'll see a Venator. Since they're doing Clone Wars now, it's like, all right, well, we'll have the molds. We can just use the same molds from one faction to another, just like they're doing in X-Wing. So I think Venator is definitely a possibility. An Assault Frigate Mark II, like the Rebels need another medium ship. Or do they? And that kind of leads into some of the stuff I wanted to talk about with Clone Wars, because maybe the Rebels won't get medium ships. Maybe that'll be the Republic's thing, because the Republic have a lot of medium ships. So maybe that'll be like part of the Republic's identity, is that they will be medium ship heavy, like medium and small, whereas the Rebels are like small and large, you know. And so and now that suddenly makes sense. Now I don't think the Rebels need another medium ship if they're doing Republic, you know, because you don't need a medium ship just for the sake of having a medium ship. Like it works for certain other things like tractor beams and stuff like that, maybe. But if that's part of their faction identity, especially in a game with more than 2 factions, now all of a sudden I have no problem with the lack of medium ships on the Rebels. And it's kind of cool thinking about that. Yeah, so can't imagine not having a Clone Wars core set for Armada. Yeah, it's I don't know. I kind of got mixed up. I really have no idea how they're going to approach this, because I have a feeling it's very early. You know, like when they said they were working on Clone Wars for Legion, and here it is almost maybe like 9 months later before they actually give us our first, you know, so it's going to probably be a year before we get a look at what this will be. They're just giving us like, hey, we're probably going to start doing this. I would imagine we might have a look. I don't know if we'll have a look at it at Gen Con. I think at Gen Con we probably have a look at the whatever the 2 ships are. That's probably what they'll show us at Gen Con. They may be able to tell us something about the Clone Wars for Armada, like maybe the direction they're going. Is it going to be a core set, or will it be like, you know, starter packs? But like, I would love to see an Essentials kit. Like, I really hope they have a standalone starter so new people can get into the game. That's what I'm hoping. But logic kind of dictates I think they're going to go with a Clone Wars core set. I just think they will. It seems to work for Legion. I think we need a new. I hope it's a cheaper core set, though. That's the biggest thing. I hope it's cheaper to get into. If it's cheaper, then I'm okay with them not doing maybe an Essentials pack. But or I would love an Essentials pack also. Would like that also. But again, they were talking about doing card packs. I would love for like a card pack for Armada to have the things you need to get started. I would love for it to have, you know, dice, movement tool, etc. But maybe that's a bad idea. I haven't really thought about it too much. Again, I'm going to think about it some more, come up with more videos talking about Armada. But this is just some of the things that I got like storming around and brewing up here. So that's, you know, that's that. I look so tired. I am tired, man. I'm so tired. I didn't get to sleep that much. You know, something about houses in Florida, a lot of them are 1 story. We got a lot of single story homes, and you know, like multi-story houses. We was in a 3-story house, older house, great, beautiful house, but you know, you hear all the movement and every time somebody's walking around. So like sleep wasn't that good, and I didn't get really a chance to kind of decompress. You know, granted, you're working like 8 hours or so, but then there's 2 hours there and 2 hours back, and you have to get up and get ready before you start to drive in. You know, and then when you get back, then you got to eat dinner, and then by then, you know, it's like it's time to go to sleep. You know. So it's, you know, but like you want to, like, I was like, all right, I'm back. All right, I got like an hour. Let me try to upload some of this video I took today. You know, so like a lot of my video footage from Celebration was very raw. And so I apologize for that. I was trying to do what I could, and I had hardly any time to even process, like the panel. I don't even know what the Q&A was for the panel. I don't know what was asked. So I wish I was there. I think they deliberately scheduled me to work during that panel so Andrew Navarro wouldn't have to deal with any Crabbok questions. But the joke's on them. I'm happy right now. I got nothing for them. I'm like, all right. That's why I went to Matt Holland, and I was just like, hey, can I do some Q&A with you? And he was like, yeah, I can't tell you anything, though. And I'm like, well, what can you tell me? That it's fantastic. I'm like, okay, that works. Let's go with that. And so I just asked him, I'm like, all right, how's it going to be? Oh, it's going to be fantastic. All right, how are the ships going to be? Oh, they're going to be fantastic. Oh, can you tell us about the point cost for the ships? Oh, they'll be fantastic. I'm like, all right, like, was a joke, but like, hey, you know, we're still talking about it, you know, and that was like, I wanted you guys to know that I knew about it and I was talking to them about it and that there really wasn't much they could tell me, you know, but I also wanted to do it in a fun way. So, you know, let's see. You bought one of my shirts. Awesome. Thank you. They're usually in the link down below. There's shirts. I need to make some more. I really want to do a Superstar Destroyer shirt. And like a lot of things I do in my shirts is I use a lot of the FFG models. So this way I'm not stealing anybody's, you know, drawings or art since I'm actually selling this stuff. So I use my own, you know, create my own images to put on there. So I'm working on, I need to do some more of those though. I need to do some more. How long does Outer Rim take to play? I didn't actually get a full game in recently since like it was always demo games and stuff. I would say about 2 hours. It's a little quicker than like Rebellion, but I mean that depends on your player. Like with 4 players, one slow player can slow it down, so it could go longer. But I think it's a little quicker than Rebellion. All right, let's see. What do you think will be the first ship in Armada Clone Wars? I think the Venator's the easiest. I think that'll be in the core set. I think it's the Venator's kind of a giveaway. I would like for the Armada core set to be just like, you know, 1 and 1. You know, one Separatist ship, 1 Venator, and then keep it cheap. Or, you know, this way you're still seeing the stuff on the box. You know, you're my favorite YouTuber, and thanks. Well, you're welcome, man. And you're my favorite. You're my favorite JD. I don't even know what that means. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm very tired. If you can't tell, it's been a long couple of days. We're going to let's see. Well, let's look at some more questions here. Oh, I probably missed a couple of them. Has there been talk about the apparent death of Imperial Assault as there's no new physical product? No, nobody wants to talk about Imperial Assault. It was being demoed though, like they had it in the game room. It's not. I think they're just done for now. You know, like and there's a lot of stuff they can't come out and really just say, because I think they're just done making product for now. Doesn't mean they won't come back and make product again. But the problem is, from a marketing consumer standpoint, it's almost a direct competitor with Legion. And if you play those games, you know that it's not. If you play those games, you know that they play differently, and there's room in your collection for both games. However, they are awfully similar from a marketing standpoint. Oh, it's a miniatures game, and where miniatures are about this tall, and and here's this miniatures game where miniatures are about this tall. So it's like it's almost the exact same thing, and so that's a problem. It's honestly, it's one of the problems Armada's had is that for many people it was too similar to X-Wing. You talk to I can't tell you how many people I talk to and like, have you played Armada before? No, but I play X-Wing. So they think they play the same thing, but they're very different. However, I understand that people look at it and see spaceships on a map and they think, okay, these are the same game, or at least similar enough. I only have to play one. They're vastly different, just like Imperial Assault and Legion are vastly different. But I think Legion's going strong and is going really strong, and I think it's going to keep going strong for a while. I think once Legion gets to a point where they're like on cruise control and like, all right, maybe only 4 expansions a year or something like that. I don't know if that will ever happen, but at that time, it'll probably be a good time to bring back some Imperial Assault. So they're not announcing the end of support for Imperial Assault. I mean, we know that they're going to have a Worlds in 2020 also, and they do have the app. So I think you will see maybe more digital content for Imperial Assault, and I think you'll see more map rotations to and maybe even some prizes like OP kits and things like that. I think you'll still see that's that kind of support. But I think as far as getting new plastic into the game, it may be several years. It may be a long time. You probably have to wait for the time to be right. Now, the time may occur around the launch of maybe some new show, or maybe, depending on how licensing goes and what things want to support. If a new show comes out that would be really conducive to like a campaign, then maybe that'll be a good point for like IA to get like a new campaign or a new quarter, or something like that. We got a super chat from Michael Musterer. Get yourself a beer, man. Thank you so much, Michael. I definitely appreciate that. It definitely helps. Super chats definitely help support the channel, help help make things like Star Wars Celebration possible. So definitely, I appreciate it very much. So, oh my goodness. Also, so a lot of you were, I know a lot of people were asking, can I get an extra copy of Outer Rim? And of course, can I get an extra Vader? You know, I definitely tried. Outer Rim sold out. And, you know, if I wasn't working, I might have been able to get, you know, another one, but I just had very, very limited time availability. So I tried to make the best of what I could do. One thing I wanted to do more of and I didn't get to is, I don't know how long you guys have followed me or if you're following any of my con footage, but like at Dice Tower Con a couple of years ago, I did a compilation of me sneaking up on people and saying, doing the floor is lava. The floor is lava was, you know, like the thing kids do, and like you'll have to get up on the couch or whatever. So doing that at a convention is actually really fun, especially if people are in a really good mood and they're happy and because they're at Star Wars or whatever. So I got a bunch of the FFG crew with the floor is lava. So I'm going to be uploading that one of these days, but it's short, so it's not really worthy of a whole video. So I'll probably tack it on to a bunch of other, like maybe behind the scenes footage and some of all the footage that didn't fit into any other video. So I'm going to probably just put all of that stuff together. That'll go up this week, hopefully. So there's so much to talk about. I still have to sit down and really like cover X-Wing Wave 5, X-Wing Epic, Star Wars Armada, Clone Wars, the fact that we're getting two more ships, and they called them sizable. So what could that mean? There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot I really need to break down and analyze. It's kind of overwhelming, and I feel like I kind of got behind on everything. It's like I might have actually been able to give, this is going to sound funny, but I feel like I might have been able to give better coverage if I had just simply stayed home and just like, you know, took time off of work and sat at my computer with my notebook and making notes and doing all of that. So, I've got Lando. Come here, buddy. My littlest one snuck out here. So I did this one earlier than normal. You want to come say hi? This is Lando. And he's going to hang out with us for a few minutes. You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. Hi. This is my boy. He's talking now, so yeah. Anyway, all right, so let's see. I'm probably going to have to go in a little bit, but we'll stick on for a little bit longer. What faction should you play in Legion? Oh, goodness. Whichever one you like. I mean, there's fun to be had in all of them. I tend to play Empire the most, though, because Vader and Palp are cool. I think this guy's going to force me to play Empire just a little bit more. Hey, look, everybody's saying hi to you. They said hi. Yeah, that's so nice. He loves coming out here. Oh, my goodness. Whoa, we got a $20 super chat from Scott from the Pacific Outpost, 501st Legion in Hawaii. What's going on? Yes, I do have the patch. I rearranged everything. I still have the patch. It's here somewhere. I will definitely be putting it up. A lot of fun. Were you guys at? I don't know if you guys were at Celebration this year. I definitely didn't run into you, but I saw you at Gen Con. So big thanks, huge thanks for that. By the way, definitely helping, you know, keep things afloat over here. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so dude, thank you so much, man. I'm really blown away by that. So let's see. I'm gonna try to get to some more questions here, but I will definitely find that patch and I will put it up because I've got to rearrange my backgrounds too because I got some new art, got new things I've got to put up. I've got to put this up. I definitely want some other boxes and things in the back. I have a question for you guys. So, Star Wars fans, at the Star Wars show, I caught a sticker. They were giving out stickers, and I got this. My first thought, TIE Fighter wing, but this design on here is it's not a standard TIE Fighter wing. I'm like, is this maybe a teaser? The Star Wars show, like they were just throwing out stickers to everybody. I managed to catch one. It's a little crumpled because we were fighting over stuff. But then I was like, somebody said, well, maybe it's just a Crabbok card. And I'm like, maybe it is, but it looks like a TIE Fighter wing. So I don't know. I never bought the Crabbok game they had for sale. Like it looked like it was a really, you know, I probably should have. But anyway, what do you think? What do you think this is? You think this is like a little teaser for like a new type of TIE fighter, or is it? If you know for sure that it's just a Crabbok card, let me know, because I'm not sure. All right, so let's see. So I was asked, what do I think of the Episode 9 trailer? I had tears running down my face. I'm not gonna lie. I was super excited about the Episode 9 trailer. I probably need to sit down and like bring on a video about it. But yeah, it was awesome for me. And at the same time, it barely told us anything. It barely told. I'm not gonna like. I don't want to draw a whole bunch of conclusions, but I do kind of want to still speculate because that's fun. But I have to say, everybody's speculating. We know virtually nothing. Look at the teaser trailer we had for The Force Awakens when that first happened. You know, we knew nothing. We knew nothing. It was just a little bit of flavor, a little bit of water just to wet your tongue, right? It wasn't a real taste of everything. So, but yeah, so it wasn't much, but it was enough to get me excited. I'll tell you that. It left me with a lot of questions. I think there's probably some misdirection in there. And I think, what are we doing? All right, do you guys all want to come out and say hi real quick? All right, then I need you guys to go back inside, okay? All right, so the whole crew is coming over. Everybody wants to come say hi.
Hello. My name's Logan, and his name's Christian.
All right.
We got a little common here.
Yeah, he's Lando. He's not common.
Yes, he is.
That's his nickname. That's his nickname.
All right, there's a story there. All right, let's go back inside, guys. Okay?
All right.
I think you guys actually need to brush your teeth. You have school tomorrow, right? That's an Ahsoka fan. All right, we're inside now. All right. All right, so thanks, guys. Thank you. All right, so episode 9. I loved, like, there's some cool stuff going on there. The biggest thing, I don't know if you just saw the trailer online, you didn't see the full experience. And I had posted a video that actually is doing quite well of like the fan reaction, but I was like videotaping from the Star Wars stage the trailer and everybody's reaction. And after the trailer rolled, Ian McDiarmid comes out and in his Palpatine voice says, "Roll it again." And then they played it a second time. And then they also did this. The sticker is on the brig on the Death Star where Leia was. Interesting. I'm gonna have to save that. This is a mystery. I'm gonna look into this some more. But yeah. So basically, if you were ever yeah, I know. Sarah says since they saw Lando, they wanted their 10 seconds of fame too. I think the kids were watching the live stream from inside the house. So anyway, you guys need to brush your teeth if you're watching. Yeah. So anyway, so Ian McDiarmid comes out. So if you had your speculations of if he was going to actually be in the movie or not, I think that was confirmation. He's absolutely in the movie. I'm not sure if he is going to be like full blown, like still alive, like in human form. I think it's going to be something like where he's maybe some kind of Sith Force ghost, like the spirit, like Exar Kun. Like I think they're going to borrow some of that Exar Kun, evil Force ghost stuff to explain Palpatine. I think that's what's going to be going on. Don't hit my laptop. But that's what I think is going on. I think I need to probably get this guy ready for bed. But I'm super psyched about Clone Wars. I'm going to try to do some more live stuff later on in the week. Or possibly early next week. Did I get to see Savi's workshop lightsabers? I did not see any lightsaber vendors because the only lightsabers that, they were only letting people sell licensed stuff. So like Ultra Sabers and all, and Vader's Vault. Hey, stop blowing farts. All of that stuff was not allowed to be there, and I really wanted to get a look at them. I did get to look at a Vader's Vault lightsaber of like somebody who brought one to the con, and I was like, oh man, now I really want to get one because those are super cool. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna sign off for right now. So if I didn't get to your questions, I apologize. I will try to get to them. And more videos coming. Some unboxings. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the Maul and Obi-Wan or not because that packaging is pretty cool. I used to buy the Power of the Force ones when they looked like this and stuff too. So that's a pretty cool throwback. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day. And may the Force be with you. All right. Hopefully I'll be a little more well-rested next time you see me. All right. See ya.